Hello and welcome to another stream. My name's Ray and it is Learning Korean Day 253. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. So yesterday we continued with Talk to Me in Korean. Today we will continue with Talk to Me in Korean. Very nice content here. We have how to study Korean, but that's not the site we are using. We are going on Talk to Me in Korean here. And I'm still logged in. Perfect. We did 4 or 5 lessons yesterday. Was nice. I definitely learned some things here. Ah yeah, we finished the second part of 2 as well. I learned how to transform verbs into nouns. So that was nice. And man is uh, not really new to me. So we definitely learned where is it? Where is it? Okay, for Hada, of course, you don't need to do anything, but here you add key to the verb stem. So this is the big thing that I learned yesterday, I would say. So you get something like Pogido Hada. So uh, I I also I also did the seeing. I didn't only hear the video, I also saw it. Okay, and you can do it like that. That's what I learned. Oh yeah, the numbers. A few things about the numbers for dates and so on. Some phrases how to ask for dates, birth date, birthday, stuff like that. I learned that you only remove the B for 10 and you remove the K for 6 only for the months and nothing else. Not for any other time-related yeah, phrases or words. Yeah, so that was nice. And today I think the man lesson, I don't think we need this one. So I will continue here. Vary a bit, really, not at all. So I definitely learned there are a lot of words that mean really. We have learned, or I've seen at least like 5 different words already. I will check this out. Maybe not all of it, but let's see. Yeah, Jongmal is definitely the one that I saw the most for really. Jogim, I also know this one. Aju, I know. Pyolo. So Pyolo, for example, I didn't know. I definitely remember I used it already because I did learn a full phrase that includes that in the Memorize Korean 1 course in the very beginning, like day 10 or so of this Korean learning project. There I definitely had a sentence where this one was used. But apart from that, I have not learned it as individual word, just as part of a phrase. It was like I hate it. Pyoloyeo. That's it. That's what I learned. Okay, and then John Hyo. I also don't know this one. So definitely 2 of them I have not really learned. Others I know already. Yeah, so let's check it out. So I think this one can be used as a noun as well. So here we have it used a little expensive. So I don't even know how this is called. Is this an adverb? I don't know. But here it's used as a noun. And we also have the man that came in the lesson in the previous lesson or the lesson before this one. So this one it's a noun. A little bit of water. Mulchogim. Mulchogeman. Yeah, I have no idea about the perfect or the correct terminology for the different parts that a word can be in a sentence. Um, Water, but it feels kind of like a noun as well, but I don't know. The man is here. I don't know. I don't know. Give me only a little bit of salt. 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 Yeah. When pronounced quickly, chogim often becomes chom. Hmm. Chom. Chom. Okay, this is an interesting information. Chogim. Chogim. Chong. Chong. Chogim. I don't really see how it's how the G can completely disappear, but even if you speak it fast, but that's fine. Hi Kaya, what did you say? Annyeong hasimnika rei. Hasimnika? I thought that's only used for questions. But annyeonghaseyo. Simnika. Questions? Question lesson 20? No, 21. Simnika. Korean question. Simnika. Simnika, Simnika, Simnika. Super formal version. Annyeonghaseyo is a question from the start. Stufe, hi. 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. Yeah, you're right. You're actually right. I actually do remember that part because that's one of the only few lessons that I did on Talk to Me in Korean before I started the streaming project. So let me see if I can find it. I definitely did it here on Talk to Me in Korean. I learned about this. I also learned about this. If you say goodbye, you use a different saying if you stay and the other person is going. You say a different term or phrase compared when you go and the person you're saying goodbye to is staying in that place. I definitely learned those two things here. My learning center. Level 1. Hello, thank you. First lesson. I definitely learned it's a question, but people are using it as hello and yeah, as hello. Yeah, I read I read this whole lesson for sure. I read this whole lesson. I also read the second one and the third one. And four, this one also. Yes, here they talk about the difference between the English, like excuse me for getting attention and apologizing for something. That there's a big difference, and you cannot use the same in Korean. I definitely remember this one. But yeah, I think I did the first 4 lessons. This one I don't really recall that much. So I think I learned the first 4 lessons before I started the streaming here. Yeah. But anyways, we are in lesson 2. My skills advanced a bit compared to that time. Oh, Clicks and Cuts, you're also here. Clicks and Cuts, 안녕하세요. 식사를 하셨습니까? 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 하시다? 하셨습니다. 식사 is meal. I don't know what hashida is, the verb. But yeah. So it's have you eaten? Is that the question? I have eaten. Have you eaten? Is that the conversation you guys are having? Have you eaten? Yes, I have eaten. Have you eaten? That's the conversation, right? Okay, let's continue to read this. Choro, I also have eaten. Okay, nice. Both of you have eaten. That's very nice. I also have eaten. So we are all well fed. And now we can learn some Korean. Or I can learn some Korean and you can correct me and help me. Ah! Wow! Yes, Stefan. Now that you say this, we talked about this like 4 times already. And every single time I don't recognize it in the first moment. But I think I remember it was have you eaten well? Not only have you eaten. Yeah, but we definitely talked about that specific how are you phrase a lot of times here already. Yeah. Okay, so really truly, really fast, really strange. Okay, nice. I want to have some more listening, so I will skip to the sample sentences here.
You're listening to Talk to Me in Korean.
네, 정말 달라요.
Ah, really different.
네.
So you just dial.
별로 안 보고 싶어 할 것 같은데요.
Everyone, if you want to, leave us a comment saying 경은 씨 새로운 헤어스타일 보고 싶어.
안 돼요, 안 돼요.
안 돼요?
창피해요. 네.
Well, it's up to our listeners. So, 경은.
네.
경은 who looks younger than usual. Today, I heard that we're going to introduce some new expressions.
네, 예.
And these are vocabulary words.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it, our listeners can easily look up their dictionaries or on online dictionary and find these words. Why are we introducing these words in our lesson?
왜냐하면 쓰는 거랑 말하는 거랑 다르거든요.
Ah, so because written language and spoken language can be different in Korean.
네, 정말 달라요.
Ah, really different.
네.
So you just threw in that word 정말 in your sentence, and it is
네.
one of the words that we're going to introduce. And yeah, let's look at these words and also look at how these words change when you speak and when you write.
네, 좋아요.
All right. So 경은, let's go with the word for a little, a bit, or a little bit.
조금, 조금,
조금,
조금,
조금,
조금,
조금.
조금.
This word is similar to 소금.
A little bit.
소금 is salt,
Uh-huh.
like the salty salt.
네.
And 조금 is a little bit.
조금.
조금. And now let's look at a sample sentence.
네, 예문 봐요.
Yeah. So how do you say it's a little bit expensive?
조금 비싸요.
조금 비싸요.
조금 비싸요.
So you put that 조금 before 비싸요.
네, 조금 비싸요.
It's a little bit expensive.
조금 비싸요.
조금 비싸요. And let's look at another example. And here, 조금 is going to be used as a noun. It can indicate to a certain amount of something. So you can say only a little bit. How do you say only a little bit?
조금만.
Only a little bit.
조금만.
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 And give me only a little bit.
조금만 주세요.
조금만 주.
Little side fact here. 조금만 주세요. This exact sentence, like complete exact sentence like this, I also learned in my very first days of this project on the Korean 1 course on MasterReY. 조금만 주세요. 조금만 주세요. 조금만 주세요.
주세요.
조금만 주세요.
How would you say give me only a little bit of water?
물 조금만 주세요.
물 조금만 주세요.
Very heated discussion there in the chat about ramen. Nice, nice. Yesterday I learned a new word yesterday. Soju, that's not the word I learned. I already knew this one. That's a common alcoholic beverage in Korea, soju. But I learned anju. Anju being food that you often eat together with soju. Anju, soju. Yeah, side dish with soju. Yeah. And I think I learned, what was it? What was it? Was it butechige as an anju? I think it was butechige. Yeah, I think that's very common with as an anju, so together with soju. 안녕하세요. No. Ah, yeah, okay, I can say that. 안녕하세요, Flo. Always this conflict between reading what's in the chat and replying myself. Side dish more like panchan. Anju more like drinking snack. Or am I babo? I think anju is specifically a side dish for soju. So for alcohol. Just for alcohol is anju. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So that's what I learned yesterday by randomly going through Wikipedia. From some YouTube video, I came to Wikipedia to read something and then I found out. Okay, but let's continue here. Yeah, okay, I know this one already. Chiang Mai, okay.
Oh.
물
좀만 주. Oh, you just said 좀만.
yeah.
좀만.
좀만 주세요.
Yeah, actually, 좀 and 좀 are the same thing.
Mhm.
And in, I don't know, more casual situations,
좀만.
Yes.
people
Okay.
say 좀.
And sometimes, girls do that like 좀만 주세요.
좀만 주세요.
좀
to,
비싸요.
to sound cuter.
네.
Okay. And I think this change from 조금 to 좀 is interesting. But there's one more thing very interesting about this word, 조금.
What is it?
Well, in principle, 조금 is supposed to mean a little bit
Mhm.
or a bit.
네.
But even when you're referring to the meaning of quite or very, you can also use this word, 조금.
네, 맞아요.
Yeah, it can be a bit confusing at first, but if you think about it, when you say in English, let's say, Kyunghan, how much did your new hairdo cost? How much did the perm cost? And Kyunghan wants to say that it cost a lot of money, but she's just saying it ironically. Oh, it cost a bit. It cost some money, a little bit of money.
좀 비싸요.
좀 비싸요.
좀 들었어요.
Yeah, 좀 들었어요. It cost a little bit. But what she really means is that it cost a lot.
네.
We actually do this in German as well. We say a bit, a little bit, and it's very clear from the context that you mean it's not a small amount. Let's put it that way. Okay. 정말.
So it depends on the nuance of the sentence and the way that the person says the sentence. And it can also mean it's very expensive.
네.
So Kyunghan, give me that sentence saying it's quite expensive. It's very expensive, but using the word 조금.
좀 비싸요.
좀 비싸요.
좀 비싸요.
Yeah, so it means it's very expensive.
네.
But in principle, in most cases, if you say or hear 조금, it means a little bit.
네, 맞아요.
Yeah. And the next word we're looking at is
What is she saying at the end? Like 마셔요.
정말.
조금. It means a little bit.
네, 맞아요.
Yeah.
맞아요. Correct. 맞아요. Right? 맞아요. Correct. 맞아요. Yes. So agreeing. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's correct. Okay. Nee. I'm not following the discussion in the chat. If there's something important for me, please tell me. I see you talked about some food and ramen, and now we are at taxi drivers. But yeah, I will continue here. Don't mind me. Okay, let's continue.
And the next word we're looking at is
정말.
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 Yeah, 정말 means really, truly.
네.
So how do you say it's quick, it's fast?
빨라요.
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 Yeah, the verb 빠르다 becomes 빨라요. And how do you say it's really fast?
정말 빨라요.
정말 빨라요.
정말 빨라요.
Yeah, how about it's strange?
이상해요.
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 The verb is 이상하다, and here it's 이상해요.
네.
And how do you say it's really strange?
정말 이상해요.
정말 이상해요.
정말 이상해요.
Yeah, 정말 이상해요.
네, 현우 씨 정말 이상해요.
I am strange? I am really strange?
네, 어떻게 머리를 못 알아볼 수가 있어요?
Ah, so you're accusing me for not recognizing your new hairdo.
네,
And you're calling me strange.
정말 많이 바뀌었는데
Uh-huh.
어떻게 못 알아봐요?
Come on, you just changed your hairdo and it's not big of a deal
No,
to me.
it changed a lot.
Okay, I mean to me it doesn't
Okay.
really.
정말 이상해요.
Well, okay. I don't know what to say. But here, let me get back to the topic and say 정말 is really.
네, 정말.
Yeah. And here, since we're introducing some other words that have the same meaning as the words that we're introducing, I would like to introduce the word
진짜.
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 Yeah, 진짜 has the same meaning as 정말,
네.
but 진짜 is more casual
네,
than
저는
정말.
Okay.
진짜라는 말을 진짜 많이 써요.
Oh, you use the word 진짜 a lot.
네.
Yeah, 진짜.
진짜 is more current and frequent. Okay. Okay, nice. That's always good to have that information, which one is more common. So I can use that one to sound a bit more natural. Nice, thank you.
And 정말.
네, 진짜 빨라요.
진짜 빨라요.
진짜.
For example, 아, 오늘 진짜 추워요. Today it's very cold. Today it's really cold. What is the ah in the very beginning? Is this just some like filler? It's like some this expression, oh, it's really cold today. It doesn't have a real meaning, right? This ah in the beginning. Okay. Good. So formal, 정말, casual, 진짜. Okay, nice. Yeah, sentence starters. Yeah, I remember you already talked about that, Kaya. I just wanted to confirm. I assumed that was the case, but I wanted confirmation, you know. I was wondering about these words for a while. What about 엄청, 엄청, 엄청. Mopshi. Wait, what are those words, red, blue, green? You say they're also really, or they're also sentence starters? No, right? It's, yeah, okay, it's also really. It's more than just really. Okay. 엄청. Okay. Okay, I will continue.
이상해요.
진짜 이상해요.
네.
So 진짜 빨라요 is the same as 정말
정말 빨라요.
빨라요. And 진짜 이상해요 is
정말 이상해요.
yeah. And next word is
아주,
아주.
아주,
Very, quite.
아주.
아주. So 아주 means
Wait, I want to read this part. The extent to in which something is done, or the intensity of a certain state. Very good, a little expensive, or quite fast. 정말 and 진짜 can be used to express whether or not what is being said is true. I really did it. Okay, I understand that. Example conversation. 제가 방 청소했어요. 아, 진짜? 예, 진짜. 보고 싶어요? Okay. Quite, very, 아주. Okay.
means very or quite or yeah.
네.
So how do you say it's delicious?
맛있어요.
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 And how do you say it's
Clicks and cuts. I think English also say a lot of really, the word really, very often, but it's only that one word. But in Korean, it's many words for it. But I think everyone is saying it very often. I think it's very common in English as well, but it's only that one word. Okay.
very, 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 very delicious?
아주 맛있어요.
아주.
아주 맛있어요.
You have to pronounce that really long there.
네.
아주.
아주 맛있어요.
You cannot say 아주.
Oh no.
Sounds
It's
weird.
yeah.
아주 맛있어요.
아주 맛있어요.
Or if you just want to say it's very
Okay, important information. Not 아주. 아주 맛있어요. It's must be long. Okay. 아주 맛있어요.
very delicious in a very, I don't know, matter of fact tone. 아주 맛있어요.
아주 맛있어요.
And how
Wait, what? Did some the of her? Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree. But the information is still important that there's more focus on the instead of the Jew. You can really say like 아주 맛있어요. 좀 맛있어요. Okay.
how do you say it's far away?
멀어요.
It's far away.
멀어요.
And how do you say it's very far away?
아주 멀어요.
It's very far.
아주 멀어요.
Yeah. So 아주 is the word for very and quite. But let's go back to the topic of the difference between spoken Korean and written Korean. 경은, be
네.
honest with me. How often in a day do you say, how many times a day do you say 아주?
none.
None? Yeah, exactly. So 아주 is a very common word and you will hear it, you will see it written somewhere very often,
네.
but it's likely that you won't say it at all.
네.
아주, because it's somewhat for the written language only. So rather than
Okay.
saying 아주, what would you say, Kyungwon?
Can you confirm this, clicks and cuts? Is aju more commonly used in written, but not in conversation? aju 맛있어요. Okay, Flo confirming it. Nice. By the way, does anyone know how old these lessons are? Because, I mean, language evolves, you know? It changes sometimes a little bit. There are more slang words introduced in conversation, and other words get rarer and rarer every time, every day. So it could be, if it's already like 5 years old, then that there's a new fancy word that everyone is using now that's not here, for example. It could happen. We had this in stream already. Cannibal expression. Wait, what are you talking about, Flo? The oldness? We had this already? I can't recall that, to be honest. Maybe my memory is just bad. Ah, no, the are juicing. Okay, yeah, okay. Could be. Could be. We definitely talked about a lot of the really words and Jongmal and different alternatives. Maybe Aju was in there as well. Yeah, could be. Accidentally learning boomer slang. Okay. Yeah, good. Then 8 years ago, Unit 1, Lesson 1. Okay. Yeah, okay, in 8 years, some changes in language can happen for sure. So it's always good to have a Korean confirm the current state of the language. That is always nice. Okay, let's continue here. Not really, not particularly. 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 You don't say larly. Okay, this is again one of the words where you you don't pronounce every single letter. Particular, particularly, particularly. Yeah, okay, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, 별로.
정말.
정말. You will
진짜.
use the word for really
네.
to mean very.
네.
So for example, how would you change the sentence? 아주 맛있어요.
정말 맛있어요.
Oh, so you're saying it's really delicious,
네.
but you mean the same thing as it's very delicious. And how about 아주 멀어요?
진짜 멀어요.
진짜 멀어요.
진짜 멀어요.
So 아주 is the word for very and quite, and you will see it often in written texts. But when you speak with people, you say
정말
or
진짜.
진짜. All right. And the next word is
별로.
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 Not really, not
별로.
particularly.
별로.
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 Yeah. So far the words that we introduced, which are 아주, 정말, and
진짜.
진짜, and 조금,
조금.
or 좀,
네.
or 좀. These are words that are used with mostly positive sentences.
네.
Positive sentences. But this word 별로 is usually used, well, almost always used with negative sentences.
네.
So let's look at some examples.
좋아요.
So how do you say it's not so expensive?
별로 안 비싸요. 별로 안 비싸요.
별로 안 비싸요.
별로 안 비싸요.
So the sentence it's not so expensive is a negative sentence because it has the word not.
네.
And you're saying it's not so expensive. 별로 안 비싸요.
별로 안 비싸요.
Can you say without the
Okay, only with negative sentences. But I definitely remember 별로예요. 1 second. Probably something like here. Wait, it's only 14 words? Wow. Survival kit? Okay. Here. It's not very good. 별로예요. So according to Talk to Me in Korean, this cannot happen. You need a negative sentence. Maybe if it's a longer sentence, maybe it can stay by itself like this if you just have ida. Maybe only with ida it can be used like this. But in other sentence where you have other verbs, you have to add the negative conjugation. Yeah, okay. The meaning, I'm not talking about the meaning, I'm just talking about the fact that Talk to Me in Korean just mentioned that you have to have a negative sentence if you use this one, which is clearly not the case here. So, I mean, you use the negative conjugation, the actual an or gianta. So, there's a contradiction here. Let's say maybe I didn't read wrong, or correct. Okay, sometimes. Okay. Okay, sometimes. Never mind. I skipped over the sometimes. Okay, so I didn't say anything. Let's continue.
The an without the not part. Can you say 별로 비싸요?
No, it's weird.
Yeah,
이상해요.
이상해요.
네.
별로 비싸요 doesn't work.
Mhm.
So you have to say
별로 안 비싸요.
별로 안 비싸요.
별로 안 비싸요.
Yeah, 별로 means not really, not particularly. But unlike the words not really, not particularly, in Korean, you also have to have that an, the negative sentence making part in other parts of the sentence other than 별로. So if you say 내일은 별로, the other person that you're talking to will be able to guess that your sentence ending will be something of a negative meaning.
네.
You can't start a sentence like 이거 별로 and then end it with 좋아요.
No.
It doesn't work.
No.
안
정말
돼요.
이상해요.
정말 이상해요.
네.
And how do you say it's not interesting?
재미없어요.
And how do you say it's not that interesting? It's not that particularly interesting.
별로 재미없어요.
별로 재미없어요.
별로 재미없어요.
It's not so interesting.
별로 재미없어요.
Yeah. Here it works because 재미없어요 itself is a negative sentence,
네.
right? And the next sentence we're looking at is it's not too bad.
별로 안 나빠요.
별로 안 나빠요.
별로 안 나.
Oh, here, see, this is basically the same sentence that we just saw on MemRise. On MemRise it's not that good. Here. It's not very good. And now we have the same sentence basically. It's not too bad. I mean, yeah, no, it's not the same meaning, but it's kind of reversed. I don't know. It's not the worst, but it's still bad. It's not very good. Yeah, okay, I guess it is the same meaning. Yeah, okay, not the same thing as the English phrase. Okay, but so it is the same meaning in Korean. So 별로예요 and 별로 안 나빠요. 나빠요, 나쁘다. 나쁘다 means bad. Okay, yes. Okay. Yeah, I understand. So, saying it's not interesting, if you add 별로, it weakens the negativity a little bit. It's not that interesting. It's not as hard as saying it's not interesting. Bam. It's not that interesting. So it removes some of the power. Let's put it that way. And here it's the same concept. So it's not saying it's straight up bad. It's bad. It's not too bad. It's not that bad. It's still bad, but not that. It's not like a huge deal. It's not the very worst of all. It's a little bit bad. Okay, so I think that's what I understood. I hope that's fine. Okay, not at all. John Hay. John, no, not John Hay. John Hyo. John Hyo. Hyo. Wait, didn't we learn Hyo? 1 second. Hyo. Wasn't that Tong? Hyo? Tong? I think it was Tong. Here. Tong. Hyo. My vocabulary memory is good. Hyo. John Hyo.
나빠요.
Yeah, but here it's a little bit of a cultural difference. It actually means it's good.
네.
별로 안 나빠요. You're literally saying it's not too bad, but it actually means it's not
나쁘다.
the worst. Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's still bad. So don't translate the sentence literally and say to your Korean friend, 별로 안 나빠요. It's not so bad, or it's not bad. Even the sentence it's not bad in Korean, 안 나빠요,
안 나빠요?
means it's still bad.
네.
So, okay, the last word we're introducing is
전혀.
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 Not at all.
전혀.
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 And if you say it quickly, 전혀.
전혀.
Yeah, the
전혀.
sound disappears
전혀?
and it becomes 전혀.
Best German compliment you can get. It's not bad. It's true, yeah. Yeah, if we say not bad in German, it's actually pretty good. But it's the same in English, to be honest. If you say, ah, not bad, then it's actually pretty good. So, same in German. Yeah, so just Korean is a little bit different there. Like a phrase maybe. You mean like a phrase maybe, the thing you said before that was referencing the pyeolloyeo, right? So that's I think that's one specific phrase. Not bad in Korea is kind of sad to hear. I don't know. You can say it in both meanings in German as well. If your girlfriend has a new dress and presents it to you and asks you for your opinion and you say not bad, that's not a good situation for you. So in that case, it's definitely too bad. You should say something more positive. But in some other context, if you say not bad, you actually mean it's pretty good. So it really depends on the context. Even in German, it depends on the context. And on the intonation, I think. It really depends on the intonation. I think intonation is the correct word for that. There's no right answer, just run. Brilliant or excellent is what you want. Yes. So yeah, it really depends on how you say it and in what context. And it can totally be both meanings. It can be very good or it can be not good enough, you know? Yeah. Okay. 전혀. 전혀.
전혀.
Yeah. And how do you say, I am not busy at all?
전혀 안 바빠요.
Or how do you say, I am not busy?
안 바빠요.
안 바빠요.
안 바빠요.
And if you add that at all at the end,
전혀 안 바빠요.
전혀 안 바빠요.
전혀 안 바빠요.
And how about it's not hot at all?
전혀 안 더워요.
How about just it's not hot?
안 더워요.
And again,
전혀 안 더워요.
it's not hot at all.
전혀 안 더워요.
Yeah, again, let's go back to the topic of spoken Korean.
Mhm.
In spoken Korean, the expression 전혀 is a little bit weird and a little bit not casual enough.
Mhm.
So people say
하나도.
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 Yeah, 하나 means one,
네.
one thing
Mhm.
or single, and 도 means
Also.
also or two.
네.
So 하나도 with a negative sentence, it means not even one.
네, 맞아요.
Not even one hot.
Mhm.
So not even one busy. So it means not busy at all.
Makes sense.
하나도 안 바빠요.
하나도 안 바빠요.
하나도 안 바빠요.
And
하나도 안 더워요.
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 Yeah. Yeah. So that's it.
네.
Was it difficult?
하나도 안 어려워요.
하나도 안 어려웠어요.
네, 하나도 안
It
어려웠어요.
wasn't difficult at all.
네.
안 어려웠어요.
네, 하나도 안
It
어려웠어요.
wasn't difficult at all.
네.
Of course it's not because you're Korean. 안 어려웠어요.
네, 하나도 안
It
어려웠어요.
wasn't difficult at all.
네.
Of course it's not because you're Korean.
Yes.
I was asking our listener.
Yes.
Is she saying? Is she saying it wasn't difficult? 안 어려워요? It's hard to say. 안 어려워요. Wow.
I was asking our listeners. Everyone?
네.
어려웠어요.
안
It
어려웠어요.
wasn't difficult at all.
어려웠어요. Yeah, that's correct. 안 어려웠어요. Yeah. I did hear it correctly. Okay.
네.
Of course it's not because you're Korean.
Yes.
I was asking our listeners. Everyone?
네.
어려웠어요?
어려웠어요?
I don't think so.
하나도 안
어려웠어요.
어려웠죠?
Was it fun?
Yeah.
재미있었어요?
Was it really fun?
진짜 재밌었어요?
Yeah. Was it a lot of fun? 정말 재미있었어요? 진짜 재미있었어요?
진짜 재미있었죠?
Well, I kind of had fun
별로
recording with you.
아,
조금 재미있었어요?
조금 재밌었어요. 별로 재미없었어요, 저는.
Oh, you didn't have fun.
I had fun recording the lesson, but
But what?
아니에요.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and get ready to take a picture of you.
아,
And everyone, be ready to leave us comments.
I feel like he's always very nice and polite, but she's always mean to him. She's always saying she didn't like him and so on, without him even doing something bad. What do you think? Kinda mean to him. Okay, that was 16. Mark complete. Cannot. Oh, this one. This one came up in the topic test and I didn't know it. So this is an important lesson. He's pretty good at teasing too. I just think about when I see the sentence, I think about the P here. I assume, or I guess I know in English it means like pretty good. But I just imagine what happens if I see something like that in Korean. You just see like the first letter by itself, meaning a longer word that I don't know. This is so hard. Definitely, if I reach the point that I can like hold a conversation or so, I feel like it will be a whole different level to go into a chat with a lot of slang and so on. But I guess that's the same for it's kind of the same for everyone. If you ask someone who didn't grow up with the chat language, even English in his mother tongue or so, it's still hard for anyone. If I show my mother all like the chat on the internet, she will probably not understand everything as well. Okay, when speaking Korean, whether just practicing or speaking out of necessity, they come to a point when knowing how to say will come in handy. Okay, 보다, can see. Okay, 볼 수 있다, 볼 수 있다, 볼 수 있다, 묵을 수 있다. You can probably also build a past tense conjugation from that. So, for example, 먹을 수 있어요. 있었어요. 먹을 수 있었어요. So I could not eat. I was not able to eat because maybe I was at the dentist and my teeth is hurting or whatever, and I cannot eat. I could not eat. Like 1 week ago, I was at the dentist and I could not eat in that last week, but now it's fine again. So that would be fine, right? 먹을 수 있었어요. Okay.
Your
네, 아주 많아요.
아주 많아요?
네.
Very much, very many?
네.
Well,
for some reason, I just mixed in a negative negative sentence there. Oh, na klar. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, na klar, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. No problem, man. You can always contact me again. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, let's put some claps in the chats. Damn it. I don't know how. Clap. Damn it. I don't know how to do the clap. Oh, man. Where is it? Clap. Okay, capital C. Got it. Clap in the chat. Yeah, really, thank you. 돈을 받았어. Money received. That means money received. Is that... Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Bot knows Korean... What? Bot knows Korean slang? Don't know his own emotes? That's not my emote. I think that's a worldwide Twitch emote, the clap. I don't think I set this up. Wait, I think I have my sheet here from my own emotes that I put on with Better Twitch TV. Here. I removed one. Okay, I edited. Yes, okay, sorry, I did edit. It actually is there. Oh, man. And then I changed one of them. Peeper hands got removed and I added another one. Flo, I think you told me which one I should add, but I already forgot. You can tell me again. It's censored. What? Without the dot. Okay, I have no idea what that is. Yeah, it's censored. It's crazy. But it's not related to this 18, right? Ah, idiot. Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Pabo. I thought Pabo. I know Pabo Pool. Pabo Pool. Busan is a city, man. That's not an insult. Pabo. Pool. That's what I know. I know this one, Pabo. It's not that mean, okay. What is pool? That's weird. That makes no sense. Anyways. This one is really rude. Which one is rude? The one that I wrote there now or the Busan? Okay. Busan only have flawless players. Okay, I'm not sure which one is really bad insult and which one is not anymore. But anyways. I mean, never mind. We'll continue. Pulsuita. Relax reach. Reaches from Busan. Yep. Like Maru, okay. Pyeongchim roots. Pabo, not that bad. Okay, wait, and what is about Busan? What about Busan against Pyeongchim? Okay, just city. Okay, it doesn't have a hidden meaning. I see, I see. Okay. I don't know. There are many words that are that have a certain meaning and they are coincidentally also have another meaning or they are the name of something. Could always be. Man City. Man City, correct. Okay, so we will continue here. Okay, consonant and vowel is the difference here. We have R added to vowels and we have IL added to consonants. Yeah, okay. So I mean, that's very common. That I know that one. That's the same for the. Is it the same? Yeah, it's the same for the future. El Coelho. Okay. The word su means idea or way of solving problem, or for something, for getting something finished. Idea or way of solving a problem, okay? Yeah, okay. Has the same meaning as pangbop, pangbok, pangbop. Therefore, to have an idea, to have a way of doing something. Okay. I see. Actually, in North London, if you call someone a spoon, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah. 제가 너무 순수해요. 순수, pure. You're very pure. Innocent. Yeah. It's not my fault that I get insulted for lag. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny in StarCraft. Okay, we'll continue. Jada 잘 수 있다. 잘 수 없어요. 잘 수 없다. To catch. 잡다. Oh, Jaul? Is this Jaul? No, it's okay. So be irregular does not apply. Interesting information. Be irregular does not apply. Why is that? We have to go for our irregular lesson here. Be irregular. When adding a vowel. But this one is a vowel. This one, it should be a vowel, so the irregular should apply, right? So it should be jaul suopta. But okay. Jabel suopta. Jabel suita. It's an exception, Ray. The Ray in the end. Yes, okay, sorry. This is really like, come on, Ray. Not again. It's an exception. You know it. Stop asking. Okay. Another way to say L or il suopta is using the word mot. No, it's not that they know. I'm talking to you, not the chat. Okay, I see. I understand. Okay, mode. So we definitely learned the jal and mode, but mode before the verb was kinda difficult because it can also mean that something is not happening at all because of something preventing. I guess that is the case if you say I couldn't sleep. Yeah, that is actually that meaning. It's not the meaning of doing something poorly. A mode can also be doing something poorly. Yeah, I mean, for some words or context, it has overlapping meanings for sure, but there's a difference. Okay. It's the most basic way to express cannot. Okay, okay. Okay, a more common way to say is mode before a verb. So clicks and cuts, can you confirm? Do you more often see mod kada or mod jasoyo compared to this version? 잘 수 없다? Okay. I will listen again a bit.
Well, for example, cannot catch mosquitoes,
네.
so you cannot sleep.
네.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
네.
I think it's applied to many people.
Mosquito, 모기. I think 모기, mosquito.
What if you can? What if you are able to catch mosquitoes?
잡을 수 있다.
잡을 수 있다.
잡을 수 있다.
Yeah, all right. So for things that you cannot do, you say 리을 수 없다. And for things that you can do, you say.
리을 수 있다.
So is this everything?
No, we have to introduce one more word.
Ah, okay. What is it?
못.
Ah, I
못.
see. 못.
못.
못. It is romanized as M-O-T. 못.
못.
Well, if you look up this word in a dictionary, it will say that 못 means a nail that you use on the wall
네.
to hang clothes or pictures or flowers that you received from other people.
아, 네. 저는 많이 있어요.
Oh, you have such experiences?
네.
Okay. So, 못 is a nail, but when this word 못 is used in another sense, when it's modifying a verb instead of being an object of a verb, 못 means
cannot.
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 What's interesting about this word 못 is that it is so short, it's just one letter word, right?
네.
So short that it is so convenient and it often or quite often replaces 리을 수 없다.
네, 맞아요.
So a lot of times instead of saying 갈 수 없다, people say
못 가다.
못 가다.
못 가다.
Yeah, they just say the verb and just add 못, and it's much easier to do this than changing 가다 to 갈 수 없다.
네. 못 가요.
못 가요.
못 가요.
For example, if you say I do or I am doing something, you say
해요.
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 But if you want to say I cannot do it,
못 해요.
못 해요.
못 해요.
It's much simpler and
네.
easier.
네.
What's the other way around?
할 수 없어요.
할 수 없어요.
할 수 없어요.
Yeah, so 할 수 없어요 is already 5 letters and 못 해요 is 3 letters, which is easy.
Okay, so we have 3 different experiences here. So we have talk to me in Korean saying 못 is more common. Red, blue, green is saying 일 수 없다 is more common. And Kaya is saying it's on the similar level, basically. I got this a lot corrected from Koreans when I use it wrong. I see 못 more. Okay, so Flo is confirming talk to me in Korean here. I trust the native Korean. Yeah. See, you know, if let's say this lesson is like 6-7 years old, it would be nice to have clicks and cuts here now telling us what his experience is as a native Korean. That would be nice. Ah, here. Clicks and cuts. What is more common, clicks and cuts? If you say, I cannot sleep, do you use jalsuopta? Or do you use motjada? Mot. Motjada. Or he cannot go, motkada. Or kalsuopta. So which one is more common? Yes, what red, blue, green is saying there. Mot or lsuopta? Both are not really colloquial. Oh, we have a third one. Damn it. Jami. Okay, this is maybe specific for sleeping, but so that's... I should not sleep. Yeah, okay, forget the sleeping. We just mean like in general, for any verb, not just for sleeping. If, let's say to go, kada. Is it kalsuopta or is it motkada? Motkayo or kalsuopsoyo? Kalsuopta versus motkada. Exactly. Yes, this is the question. So what do you think is more common? By the way, I will read what Flo just said in a second about the difference and the Koreans correcting him. Let's just wait for the answer of clicks and cuts first. Meanwhile, don't worry. Nothing bad is happening. It's all good. Don't get confused now, okay? Actually, no, wait. I can do it another way. Let's see. Okay, don't get confused. Don't get confused. It's all fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Whoops, and I'm back. I'm panicking. Damn, I cannot do it. I wanted to copy a certain thing here from my StarCraft scene collection to this scene collection. But yeah. I have a scrollable chat in my StarCraft stream, but here I don't. So I wanted to copy that over from my StarCraft stream so I can scroll through the chat here, because here I cannot do it. But yeah, I cannot copy it if I switch the whole scene setup here. Anyways, so we still have no answer, I think. I will again paste what Flo said. Okay, well, there's the answer from clicks and cuts. 나는 악속에 못 갈 것 같아. I have no idea. Well, okay, let me try. So 나는 is I. 약속하다. 약속하다. No, it's not 약속. 약속, what is 약속? I don't think I learned it. 약속? I don't know. Yeah, Flo, you can send again after I try to understand what clicks and cuts is saying. Both are used often. Okay. 칼 Okay. Both are used often. Okay. Okay, thanks. Clicks and cuts. We weren't sure which one is more often. Okay, so yeah, we had some different experiences, and it feels like, yeah, both are similar, and maybe Mod is a little bit more often, maybe. Okay. So now what is Flo saying here? Suyong hal suopda? Suopso? You couldn't swim because your leg is broken. Suyong hal suopso. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, okay. Because you cannot do because you never learned it. Okay, I definitely learned something else, Flo. That's weird. And I'm pretty comfortable with that. Like I remember it very nicely. Because I made a little chart for that. Here, this something is preventing me. So there's a current situation that is preventing me. So this is exactly the broken leg. So if you tell me, hey, you couldn't swim because you have a broken leg, I would instantly think, okay, there's a current situation that is preventing me from swimming. It's not a general statement, so I would instantly use mut. So I learned it exactly the other way around. So that's interesting. Okay, Clicks and Cuts also said some more things. Kiri opsoso kalsu opso. There's no way, so we can't go. I can't go to school. Yeah, so Clicks and Cuts is basically confirming what I learned here. And it's contradicting to what Flo is saying. Oh, okay, Flo, I don't know, maybe I read it wrong, but now it looks like, Flo, you're saying the other way around. So this, what you said now with the wheelchair and so on, that's definitely the same that and it looks like Clicks and Cuts also thinks. So I learned that you use mode when there's a current situation, like just currently in this week or so. A wheelchair is definitely not a current situation. That's a more general situation, you know? If there's a very current thing happening that is preventing you, just in this week or so, then you use mode. For example, you had no time. Just in this week you had no time, or you have a broken leg is still maybe currently, but maybe broken leg is such a long time span that it doesn't fit into that anymore. So maybe, okay. Maybe that could be right. Yeah, so I think we figured it out now. So mode is definitely for something very short term, preventing us from doing it, but only in this last night or in this week or yesterday, just yesterday, there was something coming up that prevented us from doing it. Then we use mode. And if it's a little bit of a longer thing, like broken leg, I guess, as well, or wheelchair, which is a much longer time span, then we would use L suopta. Okay, I think we got it. Or because we have never learned it, of course. That's also... Oh, look at this. We actually have it here. Look at this. Yeah. Okay, perfect. You know what? Now that we all see this, so this chart is not complete. I stopped in it. Here you see this weird white thing and so on. I stopped it, but I just want to see this last thing. This G Motada is also for that same meaning. because mod in front of the verb can also mean doing something poorly. So that's the ambiguity of mod plus verb. But if you use the bottom part, the G motada, so without the space here, and with the G, then you are sure that it's this, yeah, I didn't have time last night. But of course, you can also, this is also true for the mode in front of verbs. The mode in front of verb can mean both of them, and the bottom one can only mean the bottom one. So yeah, that's it. Okay. And with that, we are at the end of this lesson and also at the end of the stream. Mark complete. Okay, so Sugo Hashyosimniga Simnida. Damn, what was the Hashyo? Hashyo again. So Sugo is definitely here. Sugo is something like well done or good effort. I know that, but I don't know the Hashyo. Hashyo. Hashi. What is Hashi? We had it earlier, like 20 minutes ago already, but sorry. What is Hashi? Hashi? Hashyo? Fixed phrase. Okay. Okay. So what about Sugo Haseo? What about Sugo Hasesimnida? Doesn't exist, right? Hasesimnida doesn't exist. Correct? 맞아요? 수고 하셨어요? 수고 하셨습니다. 수고했어. Oh, level 8. Jesus. Okay, I accept for now, and we'll talk about it in a way later stream. So, doesn't exist. Okay, the hase simnida doesn't exist. Okay. Okay then, so thanks a lot for watching and yeah, participating in the chat and learning or helping me learn with me here on stream. Thank you, and hopefully see you next time tomorrow. So, bye bye, annyeong.